Kathy Malloy here from Exile. Another quick reminder, if you didn't hear our announcement a few days ago, unfortunately, our trip to New York City, the Malloy in the City promotion that we were doing, not promotion, but just get-together announcement that we were going to meet with Sam Cedar and Tara Devlin and probably some other Progressive Voices listeners and a lot of truth seekers from all over the country, and just no money involved, just a gathering. Molly has a performance at Carnegie Hall, had a performance at Carnegie Hall with her choir over Memorial Day, and of course that's been canceled. Anyway, so we will not be in New York, ragweed or not. We will not be in New York, unfortunately, over Memorial Day. We will not be meeting Hernan, our YouTube webmaster, who was going to come all the way from Argentina to finally meet us, which we were really looking forward to, and of course seeing Lee and everyone else that we were hoping would come and we would see again, and Sam Cedar, of course. But that will be rescheduled, I'm sure. Life will go on. There will always be tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. There has to be a tomorrow. So, without further ado, please enjoy our special encore show, and we hope Mike will be back on Thursday in one form or fashion. He is really going crazy here, folks, and he's suffering some really terrible allergy symptoms, the same as I am. Bad headaches. Don't know what's happening. We know it's not corona, but we'll see what happens, as Trump says. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated, and we'll update the website. But we're going to have a little fun, a little laugh, and probably need a little breather from all the intensity. Anyway, just give your mind a break. And remember the happier halcyon days of the Bush crime family, where things were so much simpler, as we've said before, where we just killed, Middle Easterners and made enemies in countries far, far away, instead of countries like right next door. Oh, my God. All right, truth seekers, keep it lit. Buy a podcast, sponsor a show, write a haiku, become a patron, support us if you can. We're trying to keep going. It's not easy. You know it's not easy. We'll be here as long as you'll have us. We want to fight this fight with you, and we won't leave until we can't do it anymore. So you know what to do, and I hope you will, and I hope we'll all be together around this campfire for a very long time, and that you and yours continue to be healthy. Wash your hands, give everyone a big virtual hug from me too, and we'll give you one right back from me and Mike and Molly. Take care. Keep it lit.
I was getting ready to go swim my mile, and usually what I do is flip on CNN, because when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'm in a good mood, and that just seems so foreign to me, to being in a good mood. What's up with that, So I have to do something to squelch it immediately, and that usually requires just flicking on the television. CNN, MSNBC, whatever. Give me 30 seconds with television at 9:30 in the morning, and I'm suicidal for the rest of the day, just like you, right? And they're talking about Abu Sayyaf, the Al-Qaeda branch, or the Philippine branch of the Al-Qaeda family, which is bat squeeze of the highest order. I've told you before, when I worked at CNN International, I wrote probably 30 stories on Abu Sayyaf. They're a bunch of kidnapping thugs, that's all they are, who's a Muslim, we're Muslim. No, they're not Muslim, they're bandits. They're just bandits. They're like Pancho Villa or somebody. They're bandits. They're Jesse James, Billy the Kid, George Bush, they're just bandits. Only what they do in the Philippines, what? There's nothing to steal in the Philippines. You can't rob a bank. The banks don't have any money. You can't do anything in the Philippines. So if you're going to be a bandit, you have to kidnap people. That's just the way it goes. So Abu Sayyaf, CNN is telling me in their teaser line, Abu Sayyaf beheaded a couple of people. And I got the impression that CNN was going to show it, like they showed the dying doggy. And I thought, what the hell? They're going to show a beheading? Because in the teaser, they had a bunch of people in the back of an open truck, and a bunch of guys sitting back there, and they had a box, just about the size of a human head. And the camera zooms in on that box. And I thought, oh, my God. First the puppy, now we're going to watch a beheading? Okay, I'll stick around for this. The swimming can wait. I'm sitting there. I want to see the beheading. I got to go swimming, and I'm waiting. And I watch the Ditech commercial. I watch all these commercials. Finally, they come back on with this story. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, here it comes. And then they have this scene where somebody's bending over near a banyan tree, or whatever those big Philippine trees are. Some guy's bending over, and he reaches in, he pulls something up. Hey, okay, here we go. Nothing. They cut away. They cut away the truck and the box where the head is allegedly. There's supposed to be a head in the box. Now, I don't mind being teased. I don't mind being toyed with. But when a CNN anchor tells me about a beheading, and it's the Philippine branch of Al-Qaeda, I'm a willing news consumer. I'm ready. Show me the people getting their heads cut off. At least show me the heads. I want to see that surprised look of the head when they hold the head up. No way, Jose. Talk about disappointment. What a hell of a way to start the morning. So anyway, I'm not in a very good mood today. It would have been much better had I been able to see the heads. You know what I'm saying?
George W. Bush actually does truly believe that God has anointed him, has picked him from the 6 billion of us that crawl around this planet. God's hand reached down and selected George W. Bush. Out of 6 billion, George! The hand came down, reached into Harkin Energy, reached into the Texas State House, said, "Come, my son, I am God. Allah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call me, but as I called Abraham, as I called Christ, as I called Moses, I now call you George." A guy who can't spell banana? Is God drunk? Is he stoned? Is he having a bad day? What the hell, no more universes to create?
Yeah, I think I'll play a trick on, what's that group down there on Earth, I think they call it? Humans. Yeah, I'll play a big trick on them. I'm going to pretend like I select George W. Bush. At
a White House reception today, he's celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Bienvenidos. Welcome to La Casa Blanca. What do these people think? Here's a guy standing up there who jibber-jabbers at them in this weird kind of Spanish. He tries to speak Spanish, I guess, like a Spanish speaker, which Anglos can't do. It's embarrassing. Not unless you've lived in the culture for 30 years, then maybe. But just because you talk like this does not mean that you are speaking Espanol. I got a Tejano. His name is Alberto Gonzalez. Yeah? Comprende? Estúpido. ¿Cómo se dice monkey? ¿Cómo se dice monkey en español? Chimp? La chimpa? Now, here he is on the war. Not only must we chase down La Al-Qaeda, uno bi uno, but we've also got to deal with threats that are real. What are you saying, hombre? What are you saying in Espanol? That Al-Qaeda is not a real threat? We've got to track down Al-Qaeda one by one, but we've also got to deal with threats that are real. El Presidente, the only real threat to the United States of America is you. You. You are the threat.
One of the strangest political events that I think I've ever witnessed was Tom Ridge the other day explained the color-coded system that the Bush administration has created to rate the threat of terrorism against this country. Here's Ridge announcing Homeland Security yesterday.
We face an enemy as ruthless and as cunning and as unpredictable as any we've ever faced.
You're closer to the truth than you know, Tom. We face an enemy as ruthless and as cunning and as unpredictable as any we have ever faced. Okay, well, keep him busy with video games in the basement of the White House and America will be safe. Give him an oil well to play with. Send him down to some romper room with Ken Lay. Of course we face an enemy as ruthless and as cunning and as unpredictable as any we have ever faced. This is a guy who tells his guests at the ranch in Texas that the cows talk to him. Yeah, Tom, you're right on the money. Back to Tom Ridge, announcing Homeland Security Advisory System on the colors to be used. And guess what? Yes, you knew this was coming. It's up to Ashcroft, the Crisco kid, to decide what particular threat condition to put in place on a given day.
Attorney General Ashcroft has said that information is the best friend of protection.
Attorney General Ashcroft has said that information is the best friend of protection. What? Information is... First of all, what the hell does that mean? Well, nothing. That's what it means. And when did Ashcroft say that? when he was gargling in one of his jars of Crisco oil? By the way, Tom, information is the best friend of protection. And in light of the irony of Ridge's comments that Ashcroft said information is the best friend of protection, here's some Ashcroft statue-draping theme music.
There is a neurological disorder that occurs when you are exposed to too much bug juice. You know, don't forget where Tom DeLay comes from. He comes from a world that is populated with rats and roaches and silverfish and palmetto bugs and ants and vermin. After years and years of inhaling the fumes from these exterminating agents, Tom DeLay was apparently ordained by God to go kill the vermin, kill these bugs. This is the guy who, when his number came up to go into the military, he declined. Later, when he was questioned about it, Tom DeLay said, well, you know, with the passage of the civil rights laws, all the Negros and the Espanols got there before me, so there was no place for me in the U.S. military. So I continued to do what God ordained me to do, and that is to go kill cockroaches and bugs and silverfish and vermin and slugs and roaches and things. And I breathed an awful lot of those chemicals, and I can tell you now, I am just bone stump crazy nuts. I am totally whacked out. I see things crawling all over the walls and the ceilings. When I put on my glasses, it's full of bugs. Everywhere I look are bugs. Bugs everywhere. And I am crazy. But you know what? The people in my district are crazier than me because they keep sending me back. And I tell you, amen, I'm seeing bugs. I see bugs everywhere. Look, hallelujah, bugs and things that crawl and spiders. Can you imagine living in this guy's district? You imagine how much fun it would be? The Bug Man, Tom DeLay. Gun rights groups like the NRA keep saying that keeping records is an invasion of privacy. Are you out of your minds? Well, we're only going to have 24-hour background checks, and we're going to destroy the records, and the freak that got the gun goes out and kills 30 people or does whatever. Well, that's too bad. There's no records. If you use a gun for what it is designed and intended, it is to kill things. I know. Cars kill people, Mike. Yeah, you need a license for a car, too. Well, then, hell, I can take a T-bone steak and take the bone out of it and stab you in your liberal-ass heart, and you'll be dead. You want us to register steaks? You see how insane it gets. We understand now why George W. Bush is so motivated to go after Saddam Hussein. He tried to kill my dad. He tried to kill my dad, and I'm going to kill him if I have to use the entire U.S. military. I don't care about collateral damage. I don't care. He tried to kill my daddy. He tried to kill my dad, and I've been trying all my life to do better than my daddy, and I can't do it. I can't do it, so I'm going to kill him. Not my daddy, Saddam. Somebody please provide a Freudian psychologist to analyze all of this, and let's get to it. David is calling from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hi there, Mike. I heard.
Oh, God, not you again.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Now, hold it. I heard your show Wednesday. I always say I'm never going to call him back. But you was just too hot.
What'd you really call about, David?
I called about to say that I'm happy that Bush is finally basically taking off the gloves, the end of the stupid new tone, and just like
That Bush is taking off the gloves? What the hell are you talking about, David? You have been hitting the codeine bottle again, haven't you? What are you talking about taking off the gloves? This little warmongering little twerp has been talking about death and destruction since he came into office. Where have you, David? You have to stay away from the prescription drugs.
Mike, you know I love you, Mike.
No, don't do that. No, David. No, don't put that on me, David. I've got to get through the weekend. Don't do that to me.
But But, you know...
Now, what's your point about George W. Bush finally taking off the gloves? What are you talking about?
Well,
let me tell you how wrong you are, okay? In the first place, when Al Gore and now Tom Daschle have stood up to this little tyrant, what did he do? What did he do when he's out there trying to raise money for his flying monkey ride buddy down in Texas? He backs down completely. As an example, instead of talking about the Senate Democrats that he likes to demonize and say, well, yeah, they're unpatriotic, he doesn't say that anymore. Now he says the Senate. He didn't even mention the word Democrat in his little fundraising speech where he says, my daddy, he tried to kill my daddy. Do you honestly believe that people like Max Cleland and Dan Inouye and Bob Kerrey, these are people who went into World War II, into Vietnam, left their limbs on foreign soil. They're now members of the Senate, and you're going to tell me that your little president, this little draft-dodging AWOL deserter, coked-out George W. Bush, has the audacity to challenge their patriotism? This guy cracks me up. David, calling from the Burger King in Little Rock.
Hey, Truth Seekers, while we're practicing safe social distancing, it's a great time to treat yourself with some seriously delicious, responsibly sourced coffee. Awaken to pleasure with River Moon Coffee. But don't take my word for it. Here are 2 recent reviews. Quote, we sell River Moon Coffee at Marine General Store, and I can't seem to keep up with customer demand. Not only is the coffee excellent, but the philosophy behind it, the careful sourcing and constant research to bring a quality product to customers, appeals to the hearts of our community. End quote. And here's one from a fellow Malloy listener. Quote, I love this coffee. I buy it in 5-pound bags. I especially love the Truth Seeker blend. End quote. Sounds like they're planning ahead for the apocalypse. Anyway, support a progressive small business that supports this program. Go to MikeMalloy.com and click on the River Moon Coffee link on the main page. You'll thank me later.